marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
Hi, everyone. My name is Joe Gregorika,
And I'm Emily Gregorika.
and we were married at St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Church in Ames on January 4th of this past year. And we were asked by our seminarian, Casey Flack, to give a short talk about how St. Thomas helped us with our marriage.
For me, there are two main times that stand out to me that helped me prepare for marriage and helped to develop our marriage. The first time was actually before Joe and I were even dating or engaged, when we were just still friends. And it was a very rocky point for me in my life. I didn't know where I was going, who I was anymore. And I was nowhere near ready for any sort of relationship, let alone a marriage. And the whole time that I was going through that, St. Thomas was there to support me, especially Father Aaron. At the time, he would meet with me whenever I needed it and walked with me the whole way to help me become who I wanted to be and to help me develop into a better person so that I could be who I needed to be to fulfill the life God wants for me and I could fulfill the vocation of marriage. He helped me be who I needed to be a wife for Joe. The second most impactful time would be during our marriage prep, where we had a lot of one on one meetings with Brenda and Father Kyle. And they asked us they seemed like simple questions, but they were actually very in depth when we had to actually think about them and answer them. They would ask questions like, what is love? And Father Kyle asked us, why do you two even want to get married anyway? What's the point of it all? And we had to answer. We couldn't just leave the question hanging. And through all of those questions and thoughts and praying together, we were able to focus on what the true meaning of marriage was and why we were willing to sacrifice our lives for each other and give ourselves to each other because we knew that it was about the sacrament, that through all the stress and the planning and organizing that comes with a wedding, we knew that it was truly about the sacrament that was between us and between God. And in the end, well, the party was fun. All that really mattered was that sacrament, and that was what was most important to us.
Yeah, just to kind of go off of what Emily's already kind of touched on. Just the talks with the staff members, Father Aaron, Father Kyle, Brenda. Those were all super impactful. And I know early before, like she said, before we had started dating, um, I'd had a few conversations with Father Aaron just about relationships and kind of what I wanted or what God wanted for me out of those relationships, and that was really helpful for me going forward. Um, really trying to mold me mold me into a better, a decent human being. Exactly. um, the other big thing that kind of stuck out and was really impactful with the St. Thomas community was actually after less than 3 weeks actually after we got married. I actually got laid off and lost my job. And so that was just a tremendous stress right after getting married. Um, just being like, oh my goodness, like what are we gonna do? Like it was, it was pretty awful. But going to church, we see Father Kyle, and he reached out to us a couple times and be like, hey, I'm praying for you guys, just making sure we're all right. We had a couple of church friends who, we don't know really that well outside of church. But, they heard about what happened, and just said, hey, if you need anything, like I can try and contact some people for you guys, maybe try and find you some leads on some jobs. And that was just a tremendous feeling of support to try and alleviate some of that stress, and really went a long way towards making us feel a lot better about our situation, and really kept our marriage strong through that time.
Never alone through any of it.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah,
Thanks for listening to us.
yeah, that's just our short story, and kind of how St. Thomas helped us and is still helping us. Uh, so yeah, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Marriage, that blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream.